want to bring, maybe I want to bring a tiny little piece of cheese because I just want to show off the cheese grater. That's one thing. Because if cheese is not involved and you want to show off all the cheese graters, and you want to bring a little piece of your locatelli from home, that's fine. But I'm not a fan of buying the ingredients. Why is that? Why would the consultant?
You're spending your own money.
You're spending your own money, but even still, even if I have met consultants in this last 6 months who say I bring it and I have the host give me the $15.
First off, it's taking time. It's taking extra time for you to do that.
They're also more involved. I think if they're shopping, it makes them want to do it more. Because I've made the mistake of buying the ingredients. Like when I was desperate for a show, stupidity on my part. My host was not as emotionally involved because she didn't start from the get-go.
Yeah. So if you want to do the ingredients, if you're comfortable, if you prefer that and it works for you, that's what you do. That's what you do. But if you are like, I have a 2-year-old, I got 4 kids, oh my God, I'm going to be like, oh my God, this spaghetti. And now you're stressed. I send the ingredients in an email. Every email says the exact same thing at the top. The ingredients are in the center, and the exact same thing is said at the bottom. And it basically says, I cannot wait until our show. I'm looking forward to our time together. And then I say, here are the ingredients for the recipes you've chosen. Because there's 2 emails. One is the list of recipes that I let her choose from. If you're not letting anybody have a choice, then you say, these are the list of ingredients I need that you'll need to have. If there's something that is produce, what do you think you put in parentheses?
Wash it.
Oh,
Wash
it clean.
Wash it? What do you say?
Clean.
Kindly have.
Kindly have it washed.
If it's frozen chopped spinach, what do you say in parentheses?
Please defrost it.
And
Throw it and drain.
And drain it.
Throw it and drain and squeeze dry. If it's chocolate cake mix for the lava cake, and I know, again, there's controversy, but if it's not a station show, why do I want to dirty my bowl? 1 box of chocolate cake mix, in parentheses, mixed according to the box, a few minutes before I arrive. Why am I going to work hard? It's not my job.
But truthfully, you're not doing anything like a Tastefully Simple party. You have to prep every. The consultant.
I had one of those
does
parties. Yep.
Nothing.
Yep.
You work your tail off.
Yeah.
But
I
when you
somebody
have
who
these
wants me to do
templates
like a
on your
Tasteful Simple
computer
night.
and the instructions are carefully written out,
Yeah.
and all she does is print it. But again, it's not like, thank you for hosting a show with me. I'm like, you know what? I cannot wait for our show. We are going to have so much fun together. I'm looking forward to our time together. Something a little different, you know? And then the body of the top and the bottom are always going to be the same. At the bottom, I write, as a reminder, when you collect at least 5 outside orders, it's going to dramatically, and if I'm typing, what does dramatically get put in?
Bold.
Bold, capitals, italics, have firecrackers coming at it, whatever you're going to do. It dramatically increases your free shopping spree. All my hosts love this tip.
Okay, you just need to forward me a copy.
Yeah, I was like,
You have to set the expectation. You have to set the expectation. What does that say?
It says ask Lisa to send me that email. Trying to figure out how I've been doing this many months and I haven't heard of that
Now here's
yet.
a host coaching scenario, okay, because everybody can benefit from this. You text your host, let's say you text your host or you speak to your host and you say, did you get my host packet? Did you send out did you send out your invitation?
So no, you don't send them in?
Heck no.
Oh, see, that's what the other person.
Well, again, some people love that control.
She told me that I'm supposed to send them.
Some people like to send the invitations. I do 8 to 10 shows a month. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
But what I do is I provide labels for them to put on their postcards. Camera Jeff has a nice template you can do it on if you choose to. It just, because I feel like if I have to make somebody fill out 40 cards.
Right. Yeah, and I know like stamps are a little expensive.
Well, the stamps for the postcards are half the price of the regular stamps.
Oh.
So, let's say with text, sent out all my invitations. We're good to go. What would you do? How would you respond to that?
That's great. That's a great start. How many did you send?
Perfect. And why do we want to ask how many she sent?
Because if she only sent half, then she's not going to have a good turnout.
You want to help save the day, not 2 days before.
Right, you can't
not
do it 2 days
hours
before.
And if you get to the house and you never said anything, it's not her fault. It's your fault. Our fault. So when they say, oh, all my invitations have gone out, all is not a number. Because she may think she sent out all the ones she wants to send. And this happened today. She said to me in the text, I sent out all my invitations. So I'm like, oh, I kind of trust her. me ask. I gotta ask. She goes, I sent out 25. Now, had I not asked and trusted all the invitations, I said exactly, I'm so happy, you're such a great hostess, how many, did you send all 40? When she said 25, all I said was, fabulous, that's more than half, but what made you stop at that number? And guess what her answer was? This is classic, this is why you have to ask.
I don't know that many people.
They can say that, but
Or
what this
I don't have
person
enough
said was,
addresses.
these are the only people that I
Oh,
thought
wow.
would be interested.
I have a host next Saturday doing that same exact thing.
Lunch?
No, not her.
Okay, so you don't want to talk at this person, right?
I had her do the same thing to me. I coached her. I said, please do me a favor, if you don't have, 40 people to invite, do you know any friends that you can pass on your invitations to that they could distribute them for you? Oh, well, I told everybody to invite. Trust me, I've had parties in the past, and these are the only people that come. I've learned my lesson on who comes or who completely ignores the invite. So I stopped fighting with her, kind of, because I felt like I was pushing too hard.
That's fine.
And I was like, all right, well, you know your friends best, She said, but I did tell all my friends to bring a guest and whatnot, and I actually called her yesterday. She didn't call me back.
All right, I'm
I
gonna give
need
you
to
two-
follow up.
I'm going to give you two different angles. Again, sometimes just a fresh angle will help the situation. Whenever you're struggling with the invitations, I want you to say to the person, who is it on your list of invites are you the closest to? And I don't mean closest geographically, closest in relationship. Who is your tightest person on that list?
Okay.
Who is it? You want them to name
Nancy.
names. Okay. So how would Nancy feel? How would Nancy feel if you gave her whatever you have left over and she invited her friends? And I kind of go like this. I go, listen, you didn't hear it from me, but those parties are off the charts. Now you have a blend of two different people's families and neighbors and friends coming together. You finally get to meet Sarah, who she's always talking about. You get to meet her mother-in-law, who she hates. You get to meet all these people, and it is off the charts. So much fun. But the name of the game is the invites. And the reason why I say this is because it's my job to come into your house and make
And that's
you
what
look like $1 million.
And I used that phrase with her, and she's like, and you're really good at it.
Right. So now-
but I'm like, but you're not doing what I'm telling you to do.
Okay, but here's the
Like, I
thing,
wanted to,
Janice.
like,
You
fight
did your
back.
job.
Yeah, I did.
And that's what you celebrate.
All right.
You did everything in your power to get the point across. So if there are 5 people there, you
I know, I expressed it to her, like, strongly,
Right.
like, a couple of times in several different ways, and she was still like, trust me, I know, they're not gonna come.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
How many of you are on Pic Collage?
No.
Did you do my party crasher text? Here's another thing. I just put it in my phone and I just edit it with the person's name.
Actually,
And it's Party Crashers Welcome. So I, again, will text my host just 2 days before a show now, and I will say, if I send you a cute text, is there anybody you can send it to that's been invited to this show? Because, 40 people, they don't want 40.
Please, when you sign on to Pic Collage, you have to register. All right, it's a free download app, so when you register, it's free to register. Then you'll see Pampered Chef. They hold off on
Oh, no,
Pampered Chef.
No, that's Red Stamp.
That's Red Stamp.
Ignore what I just said.
Okay, so I took apart the one I saved, I was just playing with it. If you can get your picture on it, definitely add your picture. I got Party Crashers from the internet, and then I just put text, Party Crashers Welcome.
Cute.
So that it's just reminding, so you tell her, save this picture to your camera roll, and then text it. Because when she gets it, it's gonna be in her inbox, really?
You say,
Little.
if I send you a cute text, would you?
Be able to forward it to anybody you've invited to the show. So again, it's colorful, it's eye-catching, it says Party Crashers Welcome. That's more than, I'm so tired of Bring a Friend.
Yeah.
And then I put on there both the Party Crasher and the guest both get a gift. Give them a recipe card, give them the season's best. I could give a crap what you give them, give a citrus peeler,
Give him a citrus peeler. Those things are awesome.
okay?
I can't figure out how to use the dang thing.
I'll teach you.
Again, but when you get into the habit of, again, you have, like Michelle she said she goes with those checklists to make sure she does everything. Just have it on a postcard, the steps you want to make sure you took with these people. Because I think when we go forward with them in mind and not ourselves, say, listen, it's just as easy to clean your house for 5 as it is for 15. I want you to look like $1 million. I want your friends leaving your house so grateful that you have them. But let's do it right, because you know what happens when you have a handful of people? A handful of people feel pressure, and I never want to come into anybody's home and make anybody feel pressured. Have you ever been, and I'll ask a host, have you ever been to a home party where there was just a handful of you and you were kind of all a little uncomfortable because you knew what you spent was in ratio to what the host was getting? Let's not do that to anybody. So when she said to me on the text, I invited only the people that I thought would be interested, this is what I did. I said, can I give you some great advice? And she said, sure. I said, send the 15 you have left to anyone you know who eats.
That's a good one, I like that.
I said, you will be very, capital letters, very surprised at the final outcome. But less than half of whoever you invite will actually show
And
up.
I always say that too.
And I said, but you will be very surprised at the outcome. And I always, not that I want to hear them right from the host, but I always hear her say, you were right. Can't believe my best friend canceled, and my neighbor who I have, my old house came. Again, if she still doesn't budge, it doesn't send out the more, I'm done. But I did what I could, and I've got her thinking. Because they don't want to be embarrassed, you know? You could have a great party with 5 people, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm happier with 5 than with 25 because they'll drag me through the mud. It's about making the best out of
Every situation.
every situation. Now there are shows now